When praise becomes pressure, there is a moment when every teacher or parent knows. You look at a kid who always has it together, the one who gets their work done, helps others, never causes trouble, and you say something like, "You're so mature for your age. You're the responsible one. You always make me proud." We mean it as encouragement, as affirmation. But what if those words aren't building them up? What if they're boxing them in? I'm Krista Fee, and this is Rise Up Voices from the Frontlines. This is a KidSAFE edition. Today's episode is called When Praise Becomes Pressure, and we're talking about the quiet, unintended ways that we teach children to link their worth with performance. Let's begin with something that we don't always admit. Praise can be just as heavy as criticism, especially when it's tied to perfection. When kids only hear that they're lovable, impressive, or successful because they're doing well, they start to believe that's the only version of themselves that's safe to show. Let's look at how this happens. A child earns straight A's. They hear applause, approval, smiles. But when they struggle on a test, the room goes quiet. They're told, "It's okay," but they don't feel like it's okay. The emotional tone shifts, the connection wavers. Or maybe a student is incredibly helpful. They manage their emotions well, support their peers, and they stay out of conflict. So we tell them, "You're so mature." But that same child cries alone at night because they don't want to need anything. They've learned that their value lies in being low maintenance. From a psychological lens, here's what's happening. These kids develop what's called conditional self-worth. They internalize the belief that they're only as good as their last achievement. They may become anxious over really small mistakes. They might avoid asking for help. They might overfunction for others while neglecting their own needs. They might hide their sadness, their anger, or their confusion because mature kids don't feel those things. We don't mean to teach this, but kids don't just listen to our words. They absorb every reaction. And from a nervous system perspective, these high-performing kids often operate in a sympathetic state. Go, go, go. Fix, perform, achieve. Or they swing into dorsal shutdown when they feel like they failed. And they become numb, withdrawn, and quiet. And because they rarely act out, they rarely get help. They're seen as fine until they're not. So now let's get personal for a second. I invite you to ask yourself, have I praised a child more for what they did than for who they are? Have I unintentionally made love or connection feel tied to their achievements? Have I overlooked the quiet kid because they never demand attention? This is not about guilt. It's about building awareness. So let me tell you a quick story. Years ago, I worked with a 10-year-old girl, and I'm going to call her Emma. She was a star student, teacher's favorite, and always smiling. But one day she quietly said to me, "If I mess up, I won't be the good one anymore. Not I'll get in trouble, not I'll disappoint someone, just I'll stop being the good one." That phrase shattered me because that wasn't self-confidence. That was survival. She didn't feel worthy apart from her performance. And it made me wonder how many other kids, quiet, kind, capable kids, are carrying this same fear. So what can we do? We stop tying worth to outcomes. We stop calling kids strong when what we mean is their low needs. We notice the pressure inside of our praise, and we shift how we affirm. Instead of saying "you're so mature," say "you can always be real with me." Instead of saying "you're the best," say "you matter to me just because you're you." And when a child does break down, when they cry, struggle, and fall apart, That's not failure. That's a doorway to say, I see you. You don't have to hold it all in. You're still safe here. At RISEUP, we believe that emotional intelligence is built on safety, not on performance. Through our KidSAFE program and building blocks, we help adults create spaces where kids can grow, mess up, feel, and still be fully loved. Because no child should feel invisible under the weight of their achievements. Because praise shouldn't feel like pressure, and success shouldn't come at the cost of their self. I'm Krista Fee, and this is RISEUP Voices from the Frontlines. Thank you for listening today, and help become the adult who sees beyond the gold stars. Be the one who makes space for wholeness. If this resonates, I invite you to explore our KidSAFE and Building Blocks programs for tools that support emotionally intelligent, trauma-informed leadership in homes and in classrooms. Until next time, stay human, stay present, and stay here.